Welcome to Monarchist Minute and good evening. This is our special March recap episode where we talk about the March for Life trip, our experiences during it, what we thought went well, what we thought we could do better, and with it is my comrade who joined me for the march, Mr. Clements Magnolia. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Hello.
Yes. We both got back in today. We left this morning, and we're both still fairly worn out. So this will be a brief episode compared to other episodes in the past. So there won't be anything like timestamps or anything for all of our YouTube viewers. But sit back, enjoy, and hear what we have to say. So Clemens, is there anything you would like to start us off with?
I mean, not in particular, really. I
Hmm.
mean, I guess it would be the fact that I didn't expect the Amtrak train ride into Union Station to be so comfortable.
It was very comfortable and incredibly
Yes,
convenient.
very much so, yes.
Yes. It amazes me that TSA doesn't have a branch that covers the trains. Do you think it's just because of negligence that the US just doesn't bother, or what?
Possibly.
Possibly, yeah.
Mm.
But, yes. I will say, and I think we both agree here, everything bad we've ever said about Amtrak, we take it back.
Mostly.
Mm-hmm. But yes, for those of you who might be going to future March for Lives, Amtrak is actually a very convenient service in regards to that because you can stay out of town, out of DC, in like say Baltimore or maybe further south, and you can take a train right into Union Station, and you'll come out literally like 2, 3 blocks from the Capitol building, something like
Yeah,
that.
it's literally like right behind the Capitol building, so.
hmm So it's extremely convenient to get to the National Mall from there. And in fact, we weren't the only people there. There was that one school.
There
Remember, they
was a
had.
whole school that took the train up the.
Mhm. Yeah. So, yes, a very, very convenient service, and we highly suggest. In fact, I would suggest for anyone who is going on the March for Life, the secret is not to stay in DC. Stay outside of
I
DC and
don't.
then just find a way to commute
Not
in.
worth it, trust us. It's not worth it to stay in DC.
It's just way too expensive. You'll save yourself so much time and money, and it'll be so much more convenient.
Hmm.
But other than that, the only real thing I have to comment on is how cold it was.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was snowing, which was not fun, but what can you really do?
The snow was
I mean, yeah.
Go
Oh, go
ahead.
on. No, you can go.
The snow was rather beautiful though. It was quite lovely.
Yeah. Especially on the train ride, I have to say, seeing the snow puff up and pass by is like pretty.
But what? I guess we should move on to the rally and the march itself. What are some comments you had to say about like the rally, the ceremonies, everything that happened?
The rally was I mean it was cool though, I have to say though. Very nice to see all the different people who came out and that the Speaker of the House, even he came out and gave a speech there.
Yes, I do have some newfound respect for some of our lawmakers for the fact that they actually bothered to come out in the freezing cold in little
Yeah.
more than their suits and ties and dress pants.
Yeah. And with the video, of course, they had a video of different Republican senators talking, and I love how both of my senators were in it, but your one Republican senator wasn't even in the video, which I was shocked about. I thought Vance would have been in it, but who knows?
Yeah, Ohio, we need to do better. That being said, there was a surprising amount of Ohio people there.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, the Cincinnati was ahead of us, and Ohio
there was
University was
the
behind.
Archdiocese of Toledo, I believe, was there too, wasn't it?
Oh yes, yes, but perhaps that was a different Toledo. I don't know how many different Toledos there are in the U.S. though.
Well, the Archdiocese is usually a much bigger area that you need. So
That is true. So it probably was our Toledo. Um, well, Michigan also had a good turnout, and of course, Michigan also got to see Harbaugh come up on stage,
Yeah.
which good for him. And I'm still salty.
I don't care. I don't really care for football.
Yeah, it's not a matter of football in Ohio; it's a matter of pride.
Yeah.
But now the one big complaint I would have to say, and perhaps pointer to the organizers, is that they need a better job at actually getting the march set up. Like, that was my biggest complaint, is that we had that, like, 40-minute wait where we're basically trying to file out of the mall and into the route we were
Yeah, that's
marching.
true. Because when you right after the rally, you head off onto the streets, and it takes so long for everyone to slowly funnel out into the streets and actually get organized and marching. Because I believe it was wasn't the TFP, the Tradition Family Property organization, weren't they in the very front at first?
I don't remember if they were in the front or in the middle, because of course they set themselves up also to the side. I feel like they were spread evenly out throughout the entire
Well, they
parade.
I think they were in the front at first though, and they pulled off to the side. Then they took up the rear afterwards.
Right, but yes, if any March for Life organizers are hearing this, take 10-15 minutes out of the rally to help explain people which way the route is, how you
Yeah,
need to
just tell us which
organize
way we were supposed to
yourself.
go, because we didn't even know where we were supposed to go when the rally started, and we had to
Right.
slowly walk our way over there. And yep.
Like, it doesn't have to be much. Maybe put up signs somewhere. Or, like, yeah, just take 10-15 minutes to at least start the line and help get everyone in orderly fashion.
Yeah.
Because, really, it was a mess.
Yeah. But it wasn't terrible though.
You do get to meet a lot
It
of...
just took a few minutes, yeah. And we got to meet some really nice people though. A lot of lovely people there.
Yes, including meeting, some of Thomas Brightworth's classmates. Wonderful
Yes, and
gentlemen.
his monarchist club from his university. We got to meet them, and didn't we meet their vice chair too? He was very
Yes,
nice.
very
Yeah.
nice. I forget
And
the gentleman's name.
I forgot what his name was though, but yeah.
I feel bad
But
now.
one thing, one person who we got to meet, I didn't recognize him at first though, but I remember we pulled out the flag and we were waving it. Although sadly, of course, when they had every single position they had the camera in, we were in the one spot where the cameras didn't see us when we were waving the MOA flag.
Well,
Sadly,
wait a
so that's
minute.
something to know
Remember,
next.
Windbreaker managed to see us.
Well, yeah, but like the major cameras, like for most of the stream, I noticed that they didn't really get to see us though, because noticed most of the time they had it angled out straight to the front, and then literally the group that were behind us, they had it out there. So that's something good note for next year. But one person who did actually come up and talk to us though, we pulled out the flag and we were waving it, and somebody came up behind us and he's like, "What's your flag about?" And it's like, "It's the Monarchists of America." It's like, "Wait, you guys are the Monarchists of America?" And it was Carson Wolf, who, if you don't know, is a conservative YouTuber. I think he has like 3,000 something subscribers. And he came up to us and he started talking with us, and he was such a sweetheart the entire time. Really great guy, honestly. And I had no idea. He apparently he's seen us on Twitter, and I think he said he follows us too, and that he's a supporter of ours, and I was honestly quite shocked to hear that.
What can I say? Real recognizes real. Carson, if you're hearing this, we appreciate you.
Yeah, he's a really great guy, very much great guy. Um, and we got to talk to him, and yeah, and maybe if we're lucky, he might be able to come on the podcast at some point. We would love to have him.
And I remember you saying you had a conversation with an older gentleman.
Yes, an older gentleman. He was asking me about our flag, and he asked me if we supported a elective monarchy or a hereditary monarchy. I stated to him that although we accept both ideas as a possibility, we lean towards a hereditary monarchy over an elective monarchy, as an elective monarchy would just keep the the chaotic political nature of the presidential elections in place, and the political party system would really just stay the same.
Right,
It wouldn't
right.
really bring about a difference that we're trying to push for.
He did take the brochure though, which
He
means
did,
that he
yes.
was definitely open.
Yeah.
We had
I mean,
quite
yeah,
a
he
few
sounded like he
people.
was open to the idea. I mean, there were a lot of people there, and one thing I noticed that some people were just confused about. Some people didn't even know what monarchism was. Like monarchism, I heard some people behind us like monarchism. What's that? I think they want a king or something. It was
And
quite interesting that people just didn't know
but
about the ideology.
this really shows us that it's not that Americans are opposed to the idea of monarchy, it's that they genuinely just don't know what's in the
Yeah,
cards. They don't know what's an option.
a lot of times people just don't know anything about it, and they don't know that that could be an option though, because we're raised in this idea of there's no other option than just our republic. There's nothing else. And that's not true. There is very much so another alternative to the system.
Yes, yes. And that's why we're here. That's the main mission of our movement is to inform, to advocate, and to generate interest.
Yeah. And what was it? I saw the video of the march just passing by, and although I couldn't see us in the video because the video was going so fast because there's so many people marching, but I'm pretty sure they caught us at one point with our banner, at least at one point. Although it was hard telling where we were, but they saw us at least. That's what matters.
I remember when we started getting closer to Capitol Hill, there was that one camera off to the side, and they were bound to have gotten a pretty good view of us.
Yeah,
But the question is, who were they? What are they going to
yeah,
use the footage for? And it's the unfortunate thing with that kind of rally that ultimately our exposure we get from it is out of our control.
yeah.
So, what are some things you think we should have done better?
Uh, Probably mostly just for the weather because we didn't like mostly just we were really cold the entire time and until we actually started marching, and then we were fine afterwards because the blood started flowing. But when we were standing there waiting in the rally, it was cold as all get out. I'll say that. Um, Probably we should be more willing to go out and talk with people. I think that was one thing we probably could have. Especially when we were at Penn State, or no, sorry, not Penn, Union Station. When we were at Union Station, we saw a bunch of people there, and we could have gone over and talked with them because we saw they were pro-lifers, and we probably should have. But I think we were wanting to just get over to the place first,
But
and
yeah,
I think,
of course, we were new. We didn't know how long it would
yeah,
have taken to actually get there.
yeah.
But now that we
But I
know
think
what,
next year, because we very much do plan on going next year, and hopefully with a bigger delegation, which I do believe we will have a larger delegation next year that will be able to pass out more flyers. And I think we passed out about roughly between the two of us, we passed out about 25 pamphlets in total, which I know it's like, well, that's not a whole lot, but 25 for our first time, I think that's a good number.
right? And I personally, I don't know if I'll be able to get anyone else to come along, but I'm going to talk to Thomas and maybe some of his friends in Monarchist Club to see if what they're planning on doing. But I'm thinking of possibly getting a smaller regional delegation together for the
Yeah.
Ohio State March for Life in October.
Yeah. And of course, sadly to say, of course, we don't have a state march in North Carolina yet. If anyone
Yeah, they did say
from
they
the
were
March for
going
Life
to
hears,
plan on.
North Carolina, we're very pro-life in North Carolina. We can get out to Raleigh and we can
Right,
march. So, yeah,
they did say they were planning on expanding it, so you might
yeah.
get one in the
I hope
next
so
year
because
or two.
honestly, I don't because the drive to Raleigh is only about 2.5 hours for me, so that's not terrible.
Right, right, absolutely. The only other complaint maybe I could have about the March for Life is maybe if the organizers set up more amenities around. Like we noticed there were tents in the back, but it didn't seem like there were a lot of amenities for the march itself.
Yeah,
Like I don't know, maybe a couple tents, maybe a couple of space heaters, so at least during the rally there's some way to stay warm.
yeah. It would certainly be nice. I mean, we saw that was that there were, I think, some. We think they were counter protesters, possibly, but they were handing out hot cocoa, and honestly, I'm not sure what they were or whatever. But
I don't know. I saw a couple of their signs, but it was hard to get a reading on what they meant.
yeah,
Mhm. But yeah, I feel like that was the biggest thing that surprised me. It's just the sheer lack of counter protesters.
yeah.
Like there was no one there. I mean, no one yelling at us, no one screaming at us. And you and I went in there with the with the perception that we were gonna get what's the word I'm looking for help me out here
I'm not sure what. I don't know.
um not hustled but
Yelled at or something along those lines for at
yeah, barked at maybe.
yeah.
But no, there was no one. There wasn't a
Yeah, no
soul.
one. Yeah, no one. There was no real counter protesters. Which I was kind of shocked about because I know, I think today there was supposed to be like another pro-Palestine march or something.
Really.
But yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah,
my mother made the joke. She said, "There's always a march going on down there. Why didn't you guys pick the March for Life?" And I just told her like it was the one we agreed on.
yeah,
I mean, it was the one that fits
and
with
it's
the
the one that
organization.
usually has like more um
Conservative or
more media attention usually because
right, right,
it's an annual one.
right. It's planned. It's regularly scheduled. It's now. My do they have it on the same day I doubt it's on the exact same day, but is it always on like the same Friday?
I'm
Like,
not sure if it's on the same Friday. I'm trying to find out. I think I'm not sure, but I think there's a rumor that they might actually change they might change the date to instead be the anniversary of the Dobbs decision instead, possibly.
well, that means it would be in the summer then, or like I
Yeah.
forgot when was the
Well, yeah, it'd
job.
be in, yeah, it would be in the summer then. But I'm not
Well,
sure if they're actually going to do that though.
if they do, I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, the only thing I really, really did dislike about the march is remember that one part where they had that more graphic parts like when they went into
Yes, there was an area by which they had a lot more graphic areas, and I honestly had to avert my eyes from that because I mean, I understand why they were doing it because they were wanting to showcase
Right.
just the absolute abhorrency of it all and just I guess you could say the inhumanity, I guess could be a word to describe it just because of how it looked and such. But yeah,
I
I
mean,
had to I couldn't even look at it. I felt queasy. But I mean, that's the point, of course, for
right.
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have a strong stomach and I could handle looking at it. But it still just seemed in poor taste.
Yeah. I mean, I can
Like,
understand the reasoning. I think that wasn't the worst part that I thought. I thought the worst part was those people who were yelling about the civil disobedience people, the pro-life civil disobedience people that were jailed, and I'm like, well, yeah, listen, I I understand the reasoning for civil disobedience, but I do not agree with it. Most of the time, I think it's much better, especially for abortion. It's much easier to work within the system than it is for the civil rights, it was much harder to work within the system to push for greater civil rights. But for abortion, it is much easier to work within the system. And I don't think civil disobedience
yeah.
is necessary, and I don't think civil disobedience is the best thing to do. I personally am against it.
Right, and
But
I agree with the organizers in this. It's much more about building a culture than life than just
yeah,
we get rid of abortion.
yeah. So
Because
you can't, yeah, they can't really keep those people away, So yeah,
yeah, because it's like it's not just enough for us to say that abortion should be illegal and that it is wrong. We have to actually help people to understand why we feel it that way.
Yeah.
In a similar vein of what we do with monarchy.
Yeah.
It's not enough for us to just say we need a monarchy. We have to show people why and why it's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think we did a pretty good job on that front because we were able to talk with people, and we saw people taking photographs of our banner. Like, I remember there were some people in front of us that were taking photographs of our banner. I heard people talking about like monarchism. I never really thought about monarchism, and that's the goal. The goal is to get people talking. That's what we're trying to do. We know we can't immediately get people to convert to monarchism, but it's the idea of we need to have people start having a conversation about this. That's what matters is beginning the conversation, because you can't force down something on high. You have to be willing to have a dialogue with people to actually change their minds. And that's something we probably learned from the 2016 election, is that you can't just say they're all a basket of deplorables. No, you can't insult people. You have to be willing to have a conversation with them, and that's what we were trying to do, and that's what we did do. We had conversations with people. We had a few people come up to us and actually talked with us. Like, I had a conversation with an elder gentleman. You had those two guys came up to you and were talking with you for a few minutes, I saw.
Oh, right. Those two guys that lost their party.
Yeah, and they came up and they were talking with you, and they were very nice. I mean, everyone we were talking to, they were very, very polite, I have to say, and that's, we like that. We like when we can just have a conversation with people, and that's what matters, is the fact that we need to talk. That's what our goal is to talk with people about why we believe that a monarchy is the much better choice for America. Because it is. But we have to be able to explain to the people why it is the better choice. We can't just say monarchy is the better choice, and if you don't agree with that, you get sent to prison or something. No.
Absolutely not.
If we aren't able to talk with people, then why are we doing this in the first place then? It's redundant. Completely redundant.
I think one of my favorite people we ran into along the march was that dude who was just standing on the corner and then ran up on us. I was just like, real quick, you guys are monarchists? Well, who's the best Christian king?
Oh yeah. Oh no, I think he was wasn't he with he was from the same group that the Monarchist Club was, right?
I don't think so. I
thought he was, because he went to the same school as them, though. He had the same hat on as them.
Oh, I didn't notice the hat.
He was from because I remember the guy who was with him had the hat on from the same university that that I had the Monarchist Club that our HR head Thomas he founded. And I think that's why they came up to us, is that they realized who we were from that Monarchist Club, and
I didn't notice his hat. The only things I noticed about him is that he was wearing the long coat that almost made him look like he was wearing a priestly robe.
Yeah.
And he was carrying around that big prayer rope. Remember the size of that prayer rope he was carrying?
Yes.
Huge beads up.
Huge.
Like, man, this dude's hardcore. I respect.
Yes. You gotta respect the grind set, though. You gotta.
But you know who was even more hardcore? That dude who brought the full-size wooden cross and carried it the entire
when we saw him, we had no idea if that was just brought with the March for Life people, or if somebody had actually brought that. And then eventually, as we were walking down, we saw him in front of us, and he was walking with it, and we were like, oh wow, he actually did. Like, I respect. You gotta respect. And also the Argentinians. There was a group of Argentinians that actually came to the march, and they had a big old banner from Argentina, and I thought that was pretty darn cool, though. I have to respect for the Argentinians for actually,
And of course, also those Brazilian guests, which, kudos for them for coming way out of their comfort zone climate-wise to join us in January.
Yeah.
And we apologize on behalf of the March of Life organizers, even though we're not associated with them, for saying you speak Spanish instead of Portuguese.
Yeah, they said Spanish. Like, no, they speak Portuguese in Brazil. But we all make mistakes.
Yeah, but somewhere, Fred is foaming at the lips.
Yeah, so true,
Mm.
so true.
Let's see. Who are some of the other guest speakers besides the senators? Oh, the Orthodox bishops.
Yes, we didn't. I did not expect the Orthodox bishops.
Those guys look cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool to see everyone who came out too, and even the representatives and Senator Lankford, who of Oklahoma, who also came out to the actual event.
Yes, it was. It was definitely something. It was definitely an experience worth happening, and definitely an experience worth doing again. And hopefully, we will continue to grow. And every year, our delegation will get bigger. I think what
Yes,
we
I
should
hope so.
do is we should set a goal that every year we should try and double our delegation size.
Yes, well, that is until we get really big, and at that point we set like, okay, a quarter more, like a quarter more, you know. But for
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now, it was literally just the two of us.
right.
But we hope that next year we can get our HR head, and that we can also get hold on. We can also get our secretary, Leslie. We want to get him there as well, and we think we should be able to get the two of them, and that will double our delegation, of course, from 2 to 4.
And of
And
course,
I think that's what we're hoping for.
if anyone else wants to come, we can sit down and figure it out. We have a whole year to
Yeah,
plan ahead
and
of it.
if anyone is going already and wants to march with us, you are more than welcome to march with us.
Get a hold
We
of us.
don't matter who you are. We love you, and we'd love for you to march with us.
Get a hold of us. You know how to get a hold of us on Twitter, email,
Yeah.
Discord, whatever.
Yep. We will get back to you as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm. Well, is there anything else we wish
I
to talk about?
think
Oh, wait.
I think that's about it though.
Yeah.
I will I guess we could talk the last bit. We sadly weren't able to completely finish the march though because we were worried about our train because we accidentally scheduled the train to leave a bit earlier than we thought was going to be necessary. So
Right.
we ran to the Union Station to make sure we didn't miss our train. We didn't, thank the Lord in heaven. But I think one of the things next year we're gonna have to schedule out the train, but we'll leave later than
I
what
would
we
also
originally
say
had.
that that goes back into my utter complaint that we spent the first hour of the march actually just filing off the National Mall.
Yeah, yeah, I think we can arrive later and leave later. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yep.
But
But yeah, all in all, great trip, great people. Got to see the TFP guys, and I'm not Catholic, but I have immense respect to TFP. If anyone from TFP is hearing this, Vice Chancellor Clements Magnolia of MOA, you have my eternal respect. You do. I even said that to some of the TFP members that I was able to talk to. Like when we were walking off, there was two TFP guys, and I talked to one of them who was carrying some of the leaflets and stuff, and I said to him, "Y'all are great. I love y'all. I wish the Baptist Church. I wish we had a group like y'all. You're doing the Lord's work." I said that
I,
to him.
rem-
I love him. I love him. Love
I
him to death.
remember what that gentleman said. Well, there's no reason you can't start one.
Exactly. We should. If anyone from the Baptist Church, we need to do it. We need to. But that's besides the point.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else to say, y'all bow your heads. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and glory forever. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for joining us this evening, wherever you are. If you're viewing this live or if you're on YouTube, thank you for joining us. God bless you. God bless the
God bless
United
the
States
United
of
States.
America. And good night.
Good night.